Hello there guys, my name is Luke and welcome to my prediction for the National League South for the 2017-18 season. This video is going to be the first National League South prediction that I have done on this channel. I did not do one last year, simply because last year I did not know enough about the league. And to be honest, out of the three leagues that I'm doing the predictions for this year, the National League North and National League South, this is the league that I know the least about. But I know more than I did last year, and I think it's enough to make a decent prediction this year. So let's get straight into it, starting in 22nd place, where I'm going to put Bognor Regis Town. The reason they're in 22nd is because their manager did leave and go to Eastbourne at the end of the season, so their defender Sami El Abd has taken the managerial position. He's never been a manager before, so it's his first managerial job. We'll see how he does. In 21st, I'm going with Truro, a club that might have to move away from their Treyu Road home at some point during this season. It's quite likely because the owners want to convert the land, and their squad on the pitch is nothing like the one that finished in the playoffs 2 years ago. So I think they will finish in 21st place. In 20th is Whitehawk. Their owner was placed in jail recently in the last few days for racial abuse, and it has absolutely disgusted the Whitehawk fans, who are very passionate about equality, anti-homophobia, anti-racism, that sort of thing, and they're absolutely disgusted by it. And this guy that has gone to prison is the man who was funding Whitehawk basically, and has brought them up from being a complete nobody to being a team that was a force in the National League South at one point. Really massive thing for Whitehawk that he has gone and will have no more association with the club. 19th, going with Weston-super-Mare. They lost their manager Scott Bartlett a couple of weeks ago after everything was looking so positive going forwards. I've no idea why he's gone. It was all sort of a very strange situation. Something's gone on behind the scenes. 18th, Concord Rangers. Similar season to last year. Their squad is looking pretty similar to last year as well. East Thurrock in 17th. Tommy Raitt has left, their main goal scorer from last year, their best player. He has left and gone and signed for Maidstone in the National League, so I think that's why they're going to slip down the league a little bit compared to last season. 16th, going with Chippenham Town. Andy Sandell, their striker, scored 28 goals last season. Very experienced player, has played in the Football League as a left back, but for some reason now plays for Chippenham up front. Don't really know what's going on, but it's working for them. He's scoring a lot of goals. In 15th, I'm going with Eastbourne. Jamie Howell, as I mentioned, signed as their new manager from Bognor Regis Town. Very successful with Bognor. Will be interesting to see how he transfers that success to Eastbourne. 14th, I'm going with Wealdstone. They had an excellent season last year, but they've been in the National League South for a long time, so I'm just going to go with the mid-table. 13th, Hampton and Richmond Borough. They relied on the goals of Jamal Lowe and Nick Kabamba at the start of last season. That sort of carried them through up until January, but they won't have that luxury this season, so I'm going to go with a slightly reduced league position compared to last year. They finished in 7th last year. I'm going to go with 13th this season. 12th, I'm going with Oxford City. They have signed Justin Bennett, an outstanding player that was playing with Salisbury last season. He's scored so many goals for Gosport over the years, back when he was with them a few years ago, so I think he's a good signing. 11th, I'm going with Havant and Waterlooville. They have brought in Matt Tubbs, who I will be really interested to see how many goals he scores, because he was excellent back when he was at Crawley. Then he went up into the Football League with Bournemouth, and then to like Portsmouth and AFC Wimbledon, where he was excellent. But he struggled to adapt to life in non-league. He's been with Eastleigh, he's been with Forest Green, he's been on loan at Sutton United, I think it was. In 10th place, I'm going to go with Gloucester City. New to the National League South. They're a club that's on a very small budget, but they've got some good players, like Zach Cotwitcher and Ed Williams. 9th, I'm going with St Albans City, a club that has a decent budget. Leo Theophanos last season scored a lot of goals for them. He is now gone to Billericay via a spell at Chelmsford. So will they be able to do well without his goals? I'm predicting a 9th place finish. In 8th, Hungerford Town. Similar squad to last season, decent budget. Brought in Luke Hopper from Gloucester City, good player. So I'm going to go with 8th place. Welling United, last season was a season of transition for them. They went through a few different managers. Now they are looking to build on what they made last season, and I'm going to predict a 7th place finish. 6th place, Hemel Hempstead, the likes of Ishmael Yakubu. Pretty big statements of intent. Could see them do quite well. 6th place I'm going with. Down to the top 5 into the playoffs. 5th place, going with Poole Town. Same position as last year. Their squad has stayed pretty much the same, so I'm going to predict the same league position. 4th, I'm going with Bath City. a lot better than last year. They've signed the likes of Anthony Straker, very good player for Aldershot last year, so I think that these sort of signings, statements of intent, they could move up the league a bit. Third place going with Braintree Town, newly relegated from the National League, but their new manager, Brad Quinton, has brought in a lot of players from his former club Enfield Town, brought in 5 or 6 I think, sticking with what he knows, a group of players that has done well in the Ryman League, so he's sticking with them, as well as bringing in some other good players as well. I think they're going to finish in 3rd place. Now on to the top 2, Dartford and Chelmsford. Who am I going to predict to finish first? In second, I'm going to go with Dartford. They've not made a huge amount of signings this so far. They have let go of Luke Wanadio. He has gone to Bromley in the National League, so that could be a big loss for them, but I still think they will do well. First place, I'm going to go with Chelmsford City. They've lost 1 or 2. Leo Theophanus is the main one going to Billericay. Robbie Wilmot going to Newport County. So they have lost a couple, but despite that, I think that they will do quite well. They've got a good manager in Rod Stringer. They've got a good young squad. I can see them doing fairly well. They've brought in the likes of Lee Barnard, Michael West, some good players at this level that I think will do quite well. Do you agree with my predictions, or do you massively disagree and think that some teams will be complete opposite end of the tables? I'm sure that there will be people that have that sort of opinion, and put that in the comment section down below, because it's always interesting to see how different fans have different interpretations of different teams and where they think that teams will finish. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribing to this channel, and as well as my new second channel. I'll leave a link in the description and it will be on the screen at the end. But that is it for the prediction videos. I won't be doing any predictions for the 7th tier, as I don't know enough about any of the leagues in the 7th tier. I know stuff about specific teams, but not the entire league, so I don't really know how to make a full prediction, because I haven't really got a clue about some of the teams, to be honest. So that's why I'm not going to be doing any predictions for the 7th tier. So this will be the last one for the season. We'll review these predictions at the end of the season, like we did last season, to basically see how horrendously and embarrassingly wrong all of my predictions are, because no doubt that will be the case. But anyway, make sure that you like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.